John 13. If we love him, we keep his commandments. And in keeping his commandments, the Spirit is there to help. We're not mindlessly, heartlessly, strengthlessly going through the motions of obedience. If we love him and are keeping his commandments, the Holy Spirit is there to empower us to actually obey. We're not by ourselves in the whole process. That should be liberating for us. This should be, again, I know that maybe I said that like 3 or 4 times. This is the breath of fresh air. Apparently I've had some breath of fresh air this week. To see my obedience isn't contingent upon my power. If I love Jesus, I'll obey his commandments, and the helper is there to go the whole way with me. And that what the Spirit is doing is glorifying Jesus. And if he's glorifying Jesus to me, he should be glorifying Jesus through me. And if I'm glorifying Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit, then I just let Jesus deal with the results. I just lift Jesus up. He's the one who draws me into himself. What's his commandment? If we love him, we keep his commandment. John 13, verse 34 and 35. A new commandment I give you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love one for another. Now, let me kind of break this up into 2 things, into 2 and 3. He says, by this, all men will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. The first part where he says, if you love one another, that's a verb. But having love for one another, that's a noun. There's something we must have. Now, without going into way, trying to get into the Greek and all that, you don't have to understand Greek to understand this. Having love for one for another, is having the same love Jesus had for us. Now, the other thing, serving people, that's what he did. That's what the action of love. But you have to have love. How did Jesus have love towards us? He had compassion. He had mercy. He had respect and honor. So the love that we have for people, we need to have love for people in that we've already made a decision that I will be kind to people, whether or not they're kind to me, simply because Jesus had kindness towards me. And because Jesus had kindness towards me, I will automatically have kindness because he is in me and he is living through me, and it's by his Spirit that I'm empowered to do what he did. I will have mercy on people because he had mercy on me. So what if people don't deserve it? You didn't deserve it, I didn't deserve it. And yet Jesus had mercy towards us. So we preemptively choose to have certain things: kindness, mercy, respect, hospitality. You could write down Romans chapter 12, verses 9 to 21. Love to read all that, but that's Paul just encouraging what a true Christian looks like. And a couple things he says: show hospitality one to another. Be intentional about being hospitable. He says outdo one another in showing honor.